Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently, well, in a bit of a precarious position. We definitely need to work on our stability and we need to work on our personal realm. We've expanded a lot in a very short amount of time and we need to consolidate power at this moment. So the top priority really does need to be feudalizing this tribe. That is very expensive. Very, very expensive. We don't have a lot of ways to do it, unfortunately. We're making 14.2 gold per month. There's a Liberty faction created against us. We have an event in our royal court here, a foul smell. We cannot afford the 120 gold here. We're going to plug the floor in the court, and it's not going to be great. And yeah, we can see our court amenities are not great either. I don't want to spend money on our court at this moment. This is currently a tribal court. Okay. I don't think that this is actually all that useful. We're probably going to want to be a warlike court, ultimately. That'll cost 500 prestige. Is this a thing we want to do right now? Ultimately, I doubt that it matters. This is definitely what we want. But right now, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to change the court type, though. We can be that if we want. It's completely irrelevant. This betrothal seems fine. That's a cousin. I don't care. Whatever. They can do that if they like. What we need to do right now, of course, is be working on possibly taking back, like, Yanbu here. Actually, which of these counties has the higher tax value? So there's that one. There's this one at 2.63. Okay, so Yanbu is the highest tax value province. So we want to revoke this guy's title. He would actually give this to us right now. It would cost us tyranny. That'll tick down over time. Cool. So we're going to get that, and that, of course, means that we need to give out Sana. This is way lower tax value. So we're going to grant this out to someone else, and now we're going to be making, in theory, more gold, but I'm wondering what our control level here is. 70? Okay. Noted. So we're at 6 out of 6 domain right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the other one? What else do we hold? That's interesting. What is this? Sheikdom of Jalat. Oh, hello. So in that case, we've got this sheikdom here, and we want to be looking at the duchies. Okay, so 1.81, 1.77. Then down here in Mecca, we've got 2.65 and 2.01. So this is the one that we'd like to revoke. He would not accept this. So for the moment, let's see, what is his reasoning for that? Just his opinion of us. We can work on swaying him. So we'll do that for now. I did not realize that we had this up here. That definitely needs to go away, but we need something to replace it with first. Cool. Who do we want to save here? This guy's our courtier. This guy's our Almala. We will probably... We could just let both of them get drenched in excrement. But I think we should probably save Absalom here. Okay. There we go. So this is absolutely fine. We're a level 2 court right now, and it's not great. Hello, we're being raided down over here. This guy doesn't have any gold. Okay. I'm going to raise our men-at-arms only here. Then, we're going to let this guy finish his raid. We're going to walk in so that we arrive on 15 February. Okay. That's the day we want to show up. And if he starts running immediately... Okay, it'll be a couple days afterwards. We want to let him finish that raid so that this way he's holding 12 gold. Crop fields constructed in Mecca. That's cool. So we win that, and we get their 12 gold. Beautiful. It's not a lot, and we might have lost more to the upkeep there. I don't know if we did. That may not have been worthwhile, but it was fun regardless. Beautiful. Hey, increased control here, losing the lackluster administration. I like it. Our control here is absolutely garbage, and this is a tribal tribe, right? A tribal holding, I should say. A tribal tribe doesn't make a lot of sense. Unsafe highways being lost, that's good. Beautiful. So we want to revoke this guy's title, right? That is a very important thing for us. Revoking this title is going to be a big deal. Now, some of this opinion is that tyranny. -3 per year. So we're at -17 for tyranny right now. Small stables constructed in Medina. That's right. The lack of an alliance here is shameful. Actually, this guy's relatively powerful. We should probably do this. Okay, that seems fine. We seem to have largely solved our massive instability problem, at least until this succession happens again. That's going to be very awkward. We'll see what we get out of this. 50-50 chance. A successful deception? Beautiful. So that works up our lifestyle focus. That looks good. We're currently working our way down Overseer. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. Our court grandeur is below expectations, yes. For the moment, we're trying to put a lot more money into other things. So we're going to grab prepared conscription here to reduce our army gold maintenance. There we go. But I think that's only when it's raised, so I don't think that will actually help us unless we raise our army. Is the going theory here. This guy wants a council position. He's actually a pretty good diplomat, but this guy's better and is also a powerful vassal. He could be our spy master, but I'm not going to do that unless he starts rabble-rousing, right? That'll be fine. We do have artifacts with low durability. That's not shocking. We've got some time. Okay. I'm not too concerned about that then. So we do definitely need to get this feudalized. We're getting literally nothing out of it right now, and we will get some things out of it eventually. And this is part of Medina, correct? Yes, this is part of Medina. So we definitely want to have that happen. Okay, yeah, show this guy in. Unfortunately, he didn't bring us gold. I would have really liked it if he had brought us gold. We do need a new steward. We can put this guy in at this point. Okay, there we go. Never a dull moment, indeed. So do we want to charge the main gate, or do we want to bring out the ladders? 77% chance of very well. Sounds like good odds. Yep, we walked in practically unopposed. 90% chance of progressing well, indeed. And hit them hard. They're not your friends today. We can sway this guy. 45% chance of him being convinced. Or we could just take 30 opinion. And that's what we'll do. Beautiful. Our enemies never stood a chance. Cool. So that gives us a martial perk. We're going to take Soldiers of Lesser Fortune here as largely the only option that is reasonable for us. We want to take absolute control into Overseer eventually. So that'll be fine for the moment. Our brother was taken prisoner. Sad. And at this point, I would love to revoke this title. He's now got a 5% chance. I do not want to spend gold. The gift of my company is bright enough. Cool. Gold is, of course, very important. Now, one thing we could do here is we could hop over to wealth focus. What exactly does absolute control do? And what exactly does Overseer give us? I think absolute control is probably worth going for. Maybe we fill out the Overseer tree and then hop over to wealth focus. We will lose out on this experience bonus. if we do that. But that monthly income is probably worthwhile while we're working on these constructions. Probably worthwhile. Our wife is skill 25 stewardship. What is our stewardship skill? Actually 17. But 12 of that is from our wife. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough. For now, there's a lot of things here that we're not going to... Wait, we have an unstationed men-at-arms regiment? We do. So these guys would head over to, like, Yenbu. Okay. And we're going to have to make some changes here for sure. But the top priority at this moment is and remains feudalizing this tribe. This tribe is getting us literally nothing. This is an infinity % increase, if you want to think about it that way. Or an undefined % increase? Maybe, because divide by 0 error. But we definitely want to get at least something out of this. This is a complete drain on us right now. So that's great. How are we doing on this guy's opinion of us? Okay. 7% chance at this moment. Vetoed by the intermediary. I don't think we have an intermediary, so it's not going to be vetoed. But if it declines, all of these guys would rebel. So we definitely don't want to risk that. We could probably win it, but we definitely don't want to risk that. Let's read the newer tome. Cool. So this county control is increasing quite slowly, actually. But that's okay. Until we get this feudalized, this actually doesn't net us anything. We need to get it feudalized, absolutely, which we can do literally right now, and we should. So that is now feudalized. We're now making 0.2 gold per month from that. Okay, so that's better than nothing. And at this moment, I want to be working on... Let's see. I don't want to get tyranny here, I don't think. We're going to have quite a lot of tyranny. We could become ill, or we could just spend some prestige. Smiles, men. A miserable, paranoid night indeed. To my liege, did you sleep well? Enjoy a night of my people's hospitality, of resting your glorious feet. I'm told you excel at being a charmless, intrusive, dung-spattered beggar. May the next storm sweep you from the face of the earth. This guy's a bit of a jerk. And that's why we didn't want to stay there, to be clear. So that's absolutely fine. We managed to get through that in theory, but that is going to give him some schemes, potentially. Scheme power, specifically, against us. So we're making a little bit more gold right now. We definitely need to be working on our economic duchy. So this castle here, building quarries would not be a bad idea. Hillside grazing lands make a small amount of gold. So what would we want here for economy? Cattle pastures into quarries and, like, hillside grazing lands? Most likely. It's interesting that this is like a combination military and, well, we're not going to want to station anything there because we're going to lack blacksmiths and we're going to lack stables, right? So it's interesting that it's a combination military and tax building. I mean, there were some of those previously, but this is a little more so. So I think we're going to start here with the quarries. They're cheap. They make us a decent amount of money. They reduce building construction time by a small amount. I think we'll start with that. And we can see we're making a lot of taxes out of Mecca right now. That is absolutely ideal. We're going to want to swap our mud brick towers here, and we do currently have Mubarazun stationed there. So we're going to want to do something about that. We'll take absolute control, which will be absolutely helpful. So we can see that we have absolute control here to buff up our levies and taxes. Looks good. Our spouse's excellent stewardship gave us a well-organized court. Cool. And here we currently have camel breeders, which I'm wondering, we can put in hillside grazing lands. What is ultimately better for light cavalry? Probably camel breeders. But what about endgame. Damage and toughness for light cavalry of 80 and 35. Whereas if we were to upgrade our camelry, that gives us damage and toughness, pursuit, and screen. Slightly lower toughness, similar damage, better pursuit, better screen. Okay. And we would definitely want to replace this quarry with a blacksmith. For sure. It's very interesting, the way that you want to set up your buildings now. No doubt about that. We have Station Mubarazun here, and we should definitely put in barracks for that heavy infantry damage. Eventually, that's going to be a lot of heavy infantry damage and toughness. So we put in barracks here. We're missing 7 gold for that right now. We're going to get that going momentarily. There we go. Cool. So now that we're in our final locations here, we can just start working on getting this all upgraded and boosting up our personal power levels. These are going to be very large multipliers on our man-at-arms. No doubt about that. Incredibly large. We just embraced the astute diplomat's tradition. Okay, cool. We want to go into our culture. Okay. White peace acceptance plus 10. That might be useful. But now that that's in here, we can look at potentially reforming. What might we want to do? We have Mubarazun. I want to keep that. Avid Falconers is probably not super awkward, although Station Men-at-Arms Pursuit isn't bad. Caravaneers is potentially okay. Desert Travelers gives us Camel Cavalry maintenance. Reduction of danger while traveling. That's okay. I feel like Tribal Unity is not tremendously useful anymore because Prestige is not a focus now that we're no longer tribal. So if we were to look to replace that, what would we want to replace it with? Is there anything that gives us additional domain limit? Domain limit is what we would need more than anything. Forest folk is always hilarious. But of course, that is not great for us. We wouldn't want to do that. Legalistic gives us... Okay. That's all fine. It's not really what I'd be looking for. Army toughness plus 5%. Okay, what if we went into social? I don't think social is really... I think realm is where we'd want to be. I don't know if there are any that give us an additional domain limit. That would be what I would want. Although dryland dwellers might not be a bad thing to go for here. Very much might be a good thing to go for. Metalworkers is pretty good too for that army toughness. Royal armories and crown smithies have additional bonuses in counties of this culture. Fascinating. Regardless, we don't have the prestige to do it. It's on the agenda. We'll see when we want to actually do that. But for now, this is fine. We have a grand tour available. I don't want to be paying money right now. We need to be investing our money in our economy at this moment. A study in sisterhood. I'm sorry, we can't afford it. We simply cannot afford it. So this guy's now up to 11% here. Sure. We're continuing to work on swaying him. And actually, he just gained 25 opinion. So what would that be now? 32%? Okay, we'll definitely continue to sway him on up. We're down to only 6 tyranny at this point, so that is looking very, very good. We're looking for additional constructions that we can do down here. And I mean, we could look at constructions in like these cities, mosques, castles. I'm not sure if any of these are currently good to go there, but Mecca, we could definitely replace our mud brick towers here. And I would love to do that. So we would end up replacing our mud brick towers with what exactly? Hunting ground? Cattle pastures? Ultimately, probably cattle pastures. We get levies and tax out of that. 1.3. 225 levies here, whereas here it's 425 levies. And the levy reinforcement rate of 15%. That's not bad. Men-at-Arms maintenance reduction of 1%, but I'm not too concerned about the Men-at-Arms maintenance. The other options are military-based. The cavalry is not something that we're really going after here. The stables, again, not something we're going after. Blacksmiths, not something we're going after. So I think that it really does come down to cattle pastures versus hunting grounds, and I think that the cattle pastures are the way to go here. So we'll put that in. Excellent. And that's just going to start our overall snowball there. We're invited to this guy's feast. He's very angry at us. We're going to go. Maybe we manage to make ourselves some friends there. That would be nice. So we should probably have a caravan master. This guy's pretty good at it. We'll appoint him, and that means that we have a very low chance of danger. I think that's absolutely fine. We don't need to hire any guards or anything. That looks good. So it's just going to cost us 7 gold, and we're going to head off. That does put us slightly negative right now, but we're going to pop back out very, very shortly. I suppose we must. We really do need to get ourselves some form of friendship here. Our vassals are very angry, and it's a delicate balancing act right now. This guy is our vassal. He's only 935 strength. You know what? I'll let him go for 100 gold. At this point, I think the gold is more valuable than keeping him imprisoned. So that's looking good. We're going to have additional constructions starting up relatively soon. Let's see. We can work on the simple stone quarry, but realistically, we want to put in... I mean, we'd love to put in hillside grazing lands. I think we need to wait for another building slot to open up for that. Or we could do it... Well, do we want blacksmiths first? Holding taxes of 4% versus just this flat 0.1 tax per month. But there's a station men-at-arms damage. The levy reinforcement rate. We'll put in the blacksmith for now. The hillside grazing lands is eventually going to go in when we get another building slot. So I want to check in here. In the early medieval era, yeah, we get an additional building slot here. And then in the high medieval era, we get an additional building slot here. So that's 2 additional building slots. And then that one's still domain limit. Noted. This guy's weak. I like the 50 gold. Okay. So that's fine. We're definitely moving through a lot of our early constructions here. We need to get constructions going out over here. We have bowmen there right now. Our intent is recreation, and we can't wait to go home. So we're going to get a little bit of prestige here. Cool. We are the honorary guest. Interesting. We're the central part of the banquet. Murder feast hosts have a tendency for killing their honorary guests. And this guy hates us. So this might go well. We should probably check in on our succession here. Our succession is fine. Okay. So for now, there's no problem there. The map, huh? We're going to be more vigilant here. This idiot belongs in our dungeon. Cool. Hopefully we don't get murdered here. But we might. This guy's very angry. This better be worth our time. Okay, they praised us for... The honorary guest, you, praised for being noble. So we were praised for being noble? Okay. Discussions on strategy for 5 years. Cool. Well, we'll continue to proceed here. A pleasing atmosphere. So we can lose 100 stress. Wow. Every guest with at least 1 trait in common with us gains 20 opinion. Now, we don't need to lose 100 stress here. Gaining opinion is actually why we're here. So we should be on... Hang on. I want to be over on, like, befriend. Oh, that needs a specific target. Okay. I want to befriend like everyone. I just want to have good opinions of people, right? So why don't we talk more about you instead? So we are not really looking to befriend anyone in particular. We're looking to build connections and make people like us more. That's the primary goal here. We haven't died yet. We were praised for being gallant, but our feast was ruined by our rival, who is this guy, of course. There was an altercation there. Our daughter comes of age and becomes an adequate bargainer. A toast to... We spend I don't care about the prestige. We'll lose 5 stress here. I think that's fine. It's looking like this guy's not actually trying to murder us. And now we depart. Cool. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That could have gone a lot worse. No doubt about that. How are we doing for potential constructions here? We have basically everything constructing. I do want to... Let's see. Mud brick towers are not ideal for archers. We would need to replace this with something that is better for archers. So militia camps would be what we would look to put in. Okay. We'll get that going. Beautiful. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue working on getting our personal realm a little bit better set up. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, and Lohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.